Hey, coming at you with a fun project that my son Grant is doing. Probably going to take it even to the county fair. Got ourselves a little, parts off of Amazon, plastic bowl with holes in the bottom and a little strainer top on it for crushing cheese. Bought ourselves a couple pieces of round wood from Menards. Some beautiful, stool tops, if you want to call them that. They just go in stools. Got ourselves out the drill and a couple bits, and I bought him some, 10-inch long stainless steel carriage bolts with a couple little wing nuts on the end of it, and a nice small, I hate to say cheap, but cheap Amazon scale. And we're going to let him assemble a cheese press, and then he'll take it to the fair and, hopefully do well. And then when he brings it home, we're going to keep using it. It's going to work, hopefully great. So right now he's just opening up these pine boards. They're made for stools. You can go to Menards and buy them for a few bucks. They're made so that you can make a stool or, a little coffee table or something out of them. We bought 2 of them, and what he's basically doing here is just kind of getting his supplies ready and figuring things out. He's putting his batteries in his scale and stuff. And the objective is that you're going to take the one board at the bottom and put the scale on it, and then above that, you're going to put the press device, which is just basically a plastic bowl with holes in the bottom, and then another plastic bowl that sits on top and crushes it. And again, simple parts you can find anywhere online. And then he's going to put the top on top, so when you put the cheese on it, you can basically tighten down the wing nuts and watch the scale to see how much pressure you're putting on it. When you hit the right amount of poundage down, you stop and just clean up your mess, because obviously the whey and stuff comes out of the cheese, the liquid portion does, and then let it sit until the cheese is ready to age. It's kind of a fun project for him. So here he's just kind of learning how to put everything together and kind of figure it out here. He's figuring out that there's a cloth in there, and this is kind of how it's going to look. When your kid is only 8 years old like this, you got to help him out with a project, but yet I also want him to feel the struggle of kind of putting it together. So he's kind of figuring this out. I already kind of know the main purpose of this, and we're going to make it so that it's nice enough so that my bride can use it in the house, which means we will stain it and we will varnish it. And we'll varnish it just so it can take the weather better. Here what he's doing is measuring spots for the holes. The holes between the 2 covers got to match, so to speak. The bottom hole and the top hole have to match so that the 4 carriage bolts pull evenly down on it. Otherwise, it'll bind and then it won't run the press correctly. So he's trying to mark it out. He may not be, the highest in his class, but he certainly understands the physical aspects of working with wood. So that's good. So here he's got his punch out, a little bit, getting this all going here, and he's just tapping out his spots. And I'll help him drill them just to make sure he gets them straight. But he's figuring them out on both pieces, and we're trying to match them up correctly. And it's a good skill to learn. Putting together a little project like this is helpful in teaching him how to work with wood. As you can see, he's pressing down on it fairly hard, but we've got it on a surface where it won't wreck the wood and cause us a lot of excessive sanding. I'm helping him line up and drill. I'm kind of guiding the drill a bit because, again, an 8-year-old kid with a big DeWalt powerful drill can get away from him. I don't want to see his project wrecked. So I'm letting him do most of the work, but I'm just kind of guiding him as the day goes. Project like this wouldn't take too long to do. For an average craftsman, I would say you'd be done literally in maybe an hour. But again, in this situation, working with my son, it's taking several, so that's why we've got it on high speed here. So we're not trying to bore you with the details. Now here he's already got the first set of holes in, and I'm just making sure they match with the next set below it. Because if they do, then we're perfectly set. He's cleaning them up, and he's kind of ready to go on to part 2. Once we got it like this, we can assemble it and try it out. But he's got a little bit of sanding and stuff to do. And then it's on to staining and varnish. The varnish will help us against the liquid portion of this press. A lot of these presses are going to sit and get wet, folks. It's just the way it is. And if you don't want your scale to get wet, put it in a Ziploc baggie and run it with a Ziploc baggie over the top of it. Here he's putting in a couple pegs. Those pegs are nice because they're just going to keep the scale in place. And then we're going to move over to the drop cloth, and he's going to have some fun staining up. I hate to say it, but staining is not too tough. Most kids can figure it out. I'm just giving them some pointers. I want them to go with the grain, but again, He's just enjoying putting it on and getting it done. I'm using just a red Minwax stain. I think it's called Red Oak. It's just a really nice commercial stain. You can get this from any dealer that's got Minwax. I bought ours at Menards. And he's wiping it on and wiping it off and just making sure he doesn't get any extra on. His brother here is watching him with eager eyes. That's Matthias there standing there in the green shirt. That's good too, because a lot of times when that younger kid is watching what the older brother does, then they get an interest. They say, I want to do something like that. We want to build these talents back up in our kids, especially the boys. These are skills that they're going to need. Someday they're going to need to work on their house or even make their own house. The odds of being able to buy them these days in the way our old parents did is going out the door. Inflation's killing us, so they've got to come up with other options. Fixer-uppers, redos, remodels, stuff like that. So again, this will lead to him being able to varnish things, including maybe windows, trim, kitchens, whatever he needs. So I'm real supportive on projects like this, and I'm glad that we can come up with ideas like this that'll benefit my bride in the kitchen and yet benefit him in knowledge sake, and also be really cool to take to the fair and see how it works and functions. So as I'm helping him out here, he's getting it all done. He's getting it all stained up. The next step after this will probably be try it out. Again, I want to do that because sometimes when you stain things, wood swells because it's actually sucking up that stain. And as that wood swells, then things don't always fit sometimes, and you have to ream them out and fix things. So we'll double check this and put it all together after it. I'm just making sure he's got all the holes done. He's onto the second piece there where we've got the bolts in it, the carriage bolts. And that's absolutely fantastic. It's really coming together and getting a really pretty color, and that's what we want. I'm real pleased with this. When you do a project like this, it's nice to have at least a little bit of pride so that your stuff looks good. So I've got the bottom piece almost done here. We're going to get this flipped over. I don't know if he's got the other side done quite yet. You got to do the edges on the other side. I'm just going to help him hold it. And we're going to get both sides done. And as you can see, the carriage bolts are in it. Now, you can glue these carriage bolts in to make it easier. But with pine, you just pound them in, and the squareness of the bolt makes its own hole and kind of locks it in place. So you don't have to really, lock it in, so to speak. The carriage bolt itself just does it naturally by being pulled into the wood. He's got the whole edge of it done there. Now we can flip it up on the carriage bolts and get the other side. And of course, he's going to get some stain on the carriage bolts. We're not worried about that. It's stainless steel. We can wipe it off later with a rag. But he's getting it all on. I'm just steadying it to make sure he doesn't tip it over and wreck it. Just wipe it off, make sure it's the way we like it to look. Show him that sometimes it just takes a little bit, point out a few spots, and then off go the gloves, and we're on to the next phase. It's that simple, folks. We're going to let this dry, obviously, before we would varnish it at this point, too. I should mention that. So there's going to be a time frame of a day in between here with the varnishing aspect of it. And then once this is done, and I've got all the nuts and bolts and everything touched up on his work so that we get it where we like it, then it's just a matter of putting it together and having it varnished. So I'll be good on that end of things. As always, I thought I'd show this part because it is the reality of it. Dad has to do the cleanup. That is just the way it goes, folks. So if you help your kids with a project, you're probably going to be the one helping with cleanup too. I'm not going to let them bang down a can and close it and not help them with it. So I thought I'd leave that in there. I thought, you know what? We shot this video. This is the real part of it. Let's show it for what it is. So at this point, I'm cleaning brushes, pounding down cans, and everything else under the sun. All right, so here we go. We're over to the table, and we are getting this thing varnished up. Now this is the next day. This isn't the same day, but we are getting it varnished up. And he's learning how to varnish with the grains of the wood and hopefully lay down a nice set of varnish. And obviously, if you really want this to be good, you want to buff it in between coats and put multiple layers on it. So that's what he's going to learn here too. He's already done the edge, and then we've got it all varnished up here at this point. So it's drying, and then of course it's dry, so now he gets to move it around and start putting things back together. So it's basically like day 3 now, if you want to think about it that way. Again, it probably wouldn't take a good craftsman that long to do it, but it did us because we're in the training mode. So now he's putting his scale in, and you can see how the 3 little pegs kind of hold the scale together. It's going to line up right in those 3 little holes. He's just got to get the pegs back in it. We drilled for him at the beginning, and then we just took them out to do the varnishing and staining. So now he's got his pegs. That'll hold the scale in place. And then he can start putting his device together here, which is what he needs to get all his pieces for here. So he's just stepping out to get things. And now he's got it. You can put the press in the center of it, which again, the cheese would go in the center and the top would get squished by this piece of wood. I'm helping him line it up because the press can come out once the thing is put together without taking it all apart. So there's a little bit of work just to get it kind of down on there and get it set so that everything's nice and level, and making sure that I'm in the right way, because maybe I had it backwards, maybe I didn't. Obviously, when you finish a piece of wood like this, sometimes the varnish makes it stick a little bit too. So then we get it down on there for him, and then it's a matter of putting the wing nets on it and putting some feet on it and so forth. My wife likes to work on granite and Cambria type countertops, so we'll put some nice feet on this so the bolts don't scratch things and make things icky as we're sliding this thing around in the kitchen, because I have the feeling this thing's going to get used more than you think. So he's putting on his washers, all stainless steel wing nuts. He's getting that stuff on here right now. Once he gets this done, we can get it flipped over and get the feet on it. It's a nice project to take pictures along the way and kind of show what he's doing here, and it'll be something he can remember down the road. And when he comes over to Mom's house with his kids in the future, something like this will probably still be in use, because that's just the way it goes. So now he's got almost all the wing nuts on. He's got it all in place here. So it's about time to flip it over and get the feet on it. Once the feet are on it, this thing is literally ready to use. Unfortunately, I can't show you using it yet because the county fair isn't until like the 13th of July. And I don't want to wreck it before the county fair. So here he's just going to hold it together, and he's going to flip it all over so he can put feet on it. Once he gets it flipped over, he'll put some fuzzy felt feet on it, and it should work really nicely. I choose to go with felt feet. You could do rubber feet. You could do whatever you'd like. In this situation, we're going to put some nice big thick felt feet on, and then that'll make it so that it sticks up, or they stick up higher than the bolts, so there's no way of easily scratching the countertop with it, and it'll make it present nice for the fair. So then I'll just slide this back up. We'll take the scale and stuff out of it so I don't tip it, and then we'll put it all back in. Everything fits in there with it fully assembled. We've already checked that several times, so that way we don't have to undo everything, just basically loosen it up. And the more we use it, the more it'll wear in too, which is good. So now we get to kind of try it out. So he's turning on the scale. See if you can get it to 0 here. There, he gets it to 0 out. As I push on the top, I should be able to get the scale to read. So at this point, we're going to spin these wing nuts down and, kind of test it out a bit. I'm going to use my fingers here too. So again, 0 it back out. And see, as you put pressure on it, the scale reads, so I know how much poundage I'm putting onto the cheese. And again, if you don't want your scale getting wet because you're worried about your scale, rotting or, getting way in it and getting destroyed, put your scale in a Ziploc bag, folks. It's not tough. So Grant has done a nice job here. He's made a nice gift that'll come into the kitchen. I hope he does well with it at the county fair. It's been a big project for him at 8 to do, but he's pleased to get it done. Here's a parting shot of it. Appreciate you guys liking, watching, and always following along on our videos. Without your support, we wouldn't be able to do this, folks. Thank you.